What's going on, everybody? This is our final day at sea here. We are in the Carnival Jubilee, if you don't know that already. But judging from the title, we are staying in a Excel aft suite. It's on the corner. It's one of those that's got the 2 rooms. I did a whole big video on that. And anyway, but this is a review of the whole, really, the cruise ship. We already know about the itinerary, so because we've done it a whole bunch of times with Honduras and Cozumel, and it was our first time in Costa Maya, but we didn't care about that, you know. So, but this is a review of this ship. Very anticipated for us. We were set to be on the inaugural cruise, but then it canceled because of the stuff going on. So never again will I go and book an inaugural cruise because, with delays and all that kind of stuff, it happens, I guess, with all the cruises, I guess. At least it seems like it. So, all in all, my disappointments. But first of all, let's just go through our good points that we like. And it's going to be a lot. I like the layout of this ship. I do. It is different. My wife still gets turned around. I mean, I was getting turned around a little bit, but I think I got my bearings out pretty good. Joni, where do you rate this on all the ships you've been on?
Oh, it's at the top.
It's at the top, and that means something.
And it has more to do with the room we stayed in and the options of food.
Options of food, yeah. And if you follow this channel, you know that we carry the Carnival Dream, on the top of our list. Like, it's been at the top like forever. I mean, I like the Vista class ships, don't get me wrong, but the Dream is just always, all the cruises we've been on the Dream, they've all been fun. We haven't had any issues that I could remember. So, but I'll have to agree, we've been on the Vista class ships, the Dream class ships, we've been on the Glory, I can't remember what the name of the class that is, but this is our favorite ship. A lot of people don't say that, but I think a lot of the main reason why is because of this room, the different options, like she said. I do have some disappointments going on, though, that I'll have to tell you about. Last night we ate at Cocina del Capitano, and if you know me, you know that that's like my favorite place to eat on these ships that have them. And it was a disappointment on this ship. First of all, the layout and the room, or the whole dining room, was different. I wouldn't say it's bad, but when you go to on a Vista class ship or Dream class ship, and you have that, it's more of a very informal setting, almost like a country setting. Or this has a little bit more formal to it, which ain't bad. But when they bring out your bread, that's where the disappointment starts, because the bread in the Cocina del Capitano is supposed to be like garlic and butter and just all this Parmesan cheese on there, and it didn't have any of that. It was just like a roll, just a roll. The Nona's meatball, huh?
It didn't have the Italian feel.
No, it did not have an Italian feel at all.
The one on the Vista class ships and the other one, it had an Italian feel. They came out
Yeah.
It just didn't
It
happen.
just didn't. It was that was missing in the whole theme of it. But then, even in the food though, to me, with the roll, it just that was bad because you can get that in the main dining room, and the Nona's meatball wasn't as good as I remember, and the chicken parmesan was small, very small compared to what we've had on other ships, and we didn't even eat dessert. They had spaghetti carbonara on there, which is one of our favorite things in the main dining room, and we had that a few nights ago, or already, and it tasted the same. There was no like special kind of seasoning or anything. It was like the same thing you could get in the, and the service was the worst in there only. It was like to be desired. Just that's my main complaint about this ship. I mean, I've heard people saying it's too big. It's big. There's a lot of options though. The barbecue joint I liked. Again, when it comes to barbecue, we're from Texas, okay? So we hold barbecue at a very high regard, but it wasn't top tier.
Your barbecue's better than their barbecue.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah. A lot of barbecues there, but it was still eatable. It was still edible. If you're wanting something sweet, don't get the Mississippi mud pie. It was bland. But they have another one on there. It's like a brownie and ice cream or something. We didn't get that. Maybe I should have got that. But it's still good. I like the atmosphere of it. Like the atmosphere of the whole ship. One other complaint I'll have is the theater. The theater looks like, I think the chairs are smaller than a normal movie theater. And that's where these newer ships are going to, trying to cram as many people in the theaters as they can. When the older ships, it's like, they have tables in front of everything and it's more spread out. You could go and kick back. If you needed to go into the middle of the row, there's a big walkway. You don't have to go. People don't have to get up. So, I mean, that's really the only other complaint. But this ship is beautiful. It's big. We stayed on 15, and let me just say the convenience of this room, particularly on this floor. So if you're on 15 on the aft, I mean, you're one floor under the Lido, where you have all these food options as far as like buffet and stuff. And big, Shaq's Big Chicken and all that. So it's very convenient for us to just go up there and bring our lunch down here. Usually breakfast, we go eat it, stay up there. It's not real busy. But and then another thing that I loved about this ship is is being able to, because we have the room that we have endless bubbles on the house, but usually we have bottomless bubbles, whatever it's called. But usually we get that anyway, or at least I do. And they have the soda fountains. Yeah. Usually we bring a lot of tea with us. I will say that as long as they have these things and if they work, that's a great thing. It's a great thing to have the fountains. And again, for us, it's just one floor up. So the beds were pretty firm. And this is how many cruises? It's not just this ship. It's been the last 3 or 4 cruises we've been on. They've been pretty hard. So bring you a mattress topper. What is it, about that thick?
Yeah, we have I think a 2-inch.
There's a 2-inch, yeah.
They have mattress toppers, but their mattress toppers are.
Yeah, bring your own.
Soft.
Bring your own. Yes, it takes extra room in your suitcases, but you will thank me later. Okay? sacrifice that room in your suitcases, because let me tell you, those things are a blessing to have. And our beds were soft, or our bed was soft because of that. She's got one on her side, one on my side. She tested it out in the last cruise we're on the Horizon, and she slept good. I mean, I slept okay, but I had the hard side of the bed. And this time I broke down, got me one too, and it's been, I've slept really good. The cruise director, it was Kendall Fire on this ship, and she lives up to her name. She's a firecracker, and but probably turning into one of our favorites, just maybe because she's kind of a homegirl, right? Because she's from Texas, and she kind of speaks our language, and she doesn't key up on the intercom, and you say, "Huh? What'd she say?" Like we hear, understand everything. But, so it's hard for me to understand people with foreign accents. Even if it's British, I have a hard time understanding British accents sometimes. But overall, this ship is a nice, beautiful ship. Again, though, it all depends on where you stay. If you have a normal stateroom, you may not have the same experiences as us. Because this ship is so big, it's spread out. There's not a whole lot of crowded spaces, other than sometimes for Guy's Burger or the Big Chicken, sometimes right at like lunchtime. But outside of that, it's not crowded. I think I've seen it more crowded on other ships, to be totally honest. But again, we're staying in a room where we stayed the whole time in our cabin. And now, again, we've got a review video on that, on this room. So if you want to look at that, but, it all depends. If you got an inside cabin, from what I've seen, there's a lot of pools to go hang out. And as a matter of fact, probably the best pool, here's a tip at the end of this video here. The best pool for you to go to, if you're looking for a quiet place, is probably the one on deck 8. I forgot which one they call it, but it's a big old pool, and there's hardly ever anyone in there. But if you go to the Lido, those pools up there, they're all packed. So if you're wanting a quieter place, go to deck 8 behind Guys Pig and Anchor. I think they call that the landing. What do they call that? The landing? Yeah, something like that. And we look down because we can see it from our room. It's like, man, that looks like a quiet area. So yeah, if you're looking for a good place to hang out by a pool, if you need that. Oh, we particularly don't need that. And oh, by the way, because we stayed in the room that we're in, and I've covered this in the last review, is that we didn't go to the casino, not once. So we can't sit here and complain about the casino being too small. But we have went through the casino, and I haven't seen it as packed as what everybody else is saying. Every casino we've been to, yes, when there's people in there, it's hard to squeeze through. But this is the biggest casino that I've ever seen on a ship. And there's machines are close together, but they're close together on all the other ships too. You can't get through. So, but it just seems like there's more, and I'm sure it gets busy, but we've only been down there a time or two, and both times there wasn't that many people down there compared to the size of the place. So with that said, it's hard to believe that we found a favorite ship other than the Dream, and we really enjoyed it. Our next cruise on this ship is next year, unless something changes. We've got 2 for next year. And it's for this room and all that. So we really enjoyed ourselves. We didn't, do a whole lot in the ports, but we basically came on this cruise for the ship, and we're not regretting it. Like, we've got a bunch of little things that we bought that says the Carnival Jubilee. And we're tempted on getting that blinged out one that's downstairs. It's like $300 some odd. And put that in our cruise collection. I don't know. Anyways, hopefully this kind of answered some questions here. Check out the review video of this room, because that's a whole nother video all to itself. Oh, the service has been amazing.
Yeah.
So let me just say, I criticize the service in the Cantina del Capitano, but everywhere else has been great. Our room steward, our dining staff in the main dining room, everywhere we've been, it's been top notch. So I can't complain about that. It's just been a fun cruise. And we don't want to go home tomorrow, but we have to. It sucks. I wish we could be like millionaires and do back-to-back-to-back cruises in this cabin. I guess we could do it in an inside or a regular stateroom cabin, but it's just like,
It would be the same.
yeah, it wouldn't be the same. This cabin is where it's at. Again, I'll talk about the cabin in another video. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching. 73.